So sleep is important. In fact, half the world is doing it right now. And today, with us to talk to us today about sleep or the relationship between sleep and wellness or sleep and good health is one of Jamaica's most esteemed doctors, Dr. Kelly Gooden.
Listen, sleep is absolutely one of the most vital pillars, I believe, of a human's life. We may not see it as such. I think that a lot of us, including myself, can take sleep for granted. But it is extremely important. I saw a study just the other day that said after about 10 years of not getting enough sleep, you begin to age by decades. It's like, it's crazy. Yeah, so if you've continuously not had sleep for a long time, like you're not going to bed on time, da 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 da, for whatever reason, you age significantly. There are countless studies that show without sleep, you can become delirious, you know, you were angry, you're not functional, you are gonna mess up. Sleep is more important than many of us even could imagine. So yeah.
That's really interesting. And of course, you would draw the relationship between sleep and aging. That's something that I guess a lot of people don't take into consideration when
Right.
they consider
Yeah.
how little they are sleeping, right?
Mhm.
Now, for in the masculine realm, right, or where men reside, it is usually there's usually some esteem or some prestige associated with getting little to no sleep, where real men don't sleep, or
Hustle
sleep
hard.
is for the weak and all of those things, right? So,
Absolutely.
can you help me like unpack or just debunk or dispel some of these misconceptions?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So first of all, it is true that men need less sleep than women because of the
Okay.
hormones that women have to keep up with and all of the different functions that our body has to manage, birthing functions. Uh, we tend to need at least 7 to 8 hours. Most males need maybe 6 to 7, right?
Okay.
So, on the grand total of things, males tend to be able to function best with less sleep. So, let us be fair and say, okay, fair game. But everyone is different. So you can't really take that as gospel. You have to know your own body. Um, Sleep is important not just for making sure that you look good, right? That you look rested, but it's extremely important for your body to heal, for it to fine tune itself, for your brain to rewire, for it to shut down and completely reboot. There are so many people that are sick right now because of lack of sleep. Lack of sleep is going to contribute to things like hypertension, right?
Mm.
It's gonna contribute to things like heart disease. It's going to contribute to things like general anxiety, which people do not take seriously, especially in men, right? I think men's mental health is something that we really need to take more seriously. And mental health and sleep are inextricably linked. If you are not getting enough sleep, you're gonna feel away all day long. You're gonna feel away every day. You're not gonna feel yourself. You're not gonna feel good. And your sex function is gonna decline. So that's something that men don't consider as well. If you are tired and you are exhausted, you will not be able to like either get an erection or maintain an erection, even more importantly, right? So that's going to also contribute to um, erectile dysfunction, all right, or premature ejaculation. Yeah.
That is really important, and I believe you said enough sleep a couple of times in there. You definitely said getting enough sleep, but I'm pretty sure that there are lots of people that their argument or their counter argument will be we can get sleep, however we can't get the 8 or we can't get the 6 to 7. So
Okay.
I guess we have to pivot to the quality of sleep, right? Because you may
Mm-hmm.
not always be able to guarantee the duration with which you sleep or for which you sleep.
Yeah.
But how do we how would you recommend that we give me 5 tips if you were to give me five tips that were actionable,
Yeah.
five ways in which we can ensure that we get good quality sleep.
Good quality. When I was thinking about this topic, right, I I know for a fact that there are many things that people know about, but I want to really like kind of just dive into them and not just that present things that people don't think about. So the first one that I want to talk about is offloading and resetting the mind before you go to bed, before you try to go to bed. many men have the hard task of being men. Being a man is not easy, right? If you're a good man and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it is a really huge responsibility. And for you to take that on and have so many things on your mind, and then with that, not have anyone to talk to, because most men, what they've been taught is it's weak to have any sort of mental health conversation. It's weak to need help. It's weak to talk about how you're feeling. They don't feel like they can talk to their partners sometimes. And sometimes they may not have a good male friend. Like there's nobody to talk to. And they're not supposed to cry, which I don't agree with. But those are things that men like struggle with. Like they're not supposed to feel. What does that even mean? When you have several things piling on top of you every single day, from work, your partner, your children, school, whatever it is, family stress, and you're supposed to be the man, that can seriously take a toll and stress you out to, and that's when you can't sleep. You have all of these things in your head that you're thinking about, and you can't get it off your mind. So what I want men to begin to do is to make a habit of journaling. Now, when I say journaling, I think some people think it's girly, but I don't mean like get a pretty notebook with flowers on it. No, I just mean get an exercise book. Literally just write down a list of things that happened today. It doesn't have to be you discussing your emotions, although I would love that. So if you can, go ahead and say, like, this made me sad. It doesn't have to be complicated or flowery or deeply mushy. It just has to be, somebody cut me off in the line today, and that made me upset. That made me mad. It could be, my partner spoke to me in a way that was really disrespectful, and I never liked that. I didn't like that. Those things will weigh on your mind. As small as you may see, they add up. Work was really tough today. And then you could talk about what are you gonna do, or how do you feel about it. So I like thought bubbles. So you put a thought in a bubble, and you just you can do 7 connections. So you can draw a line straight or across, whatever, and say, okay, why did I do that? Okay, so I got angry at my child today. I yelled at my daughter. I didn't like that. Why? Why did I do that? Because she was disturbing me and I was trying to work. Why did that anger you? And you just keep going down until you realize, oh wow, I'm actually really worried about finances. And that's the root of the problem. I'm actually really concerned that things aren't going the way I want to go, and I need to fix that. Yeah. Doing things like meditating as well, or if you dare, yoga. Yoga is great for men because men don't have as much flexibility usually. And doing things like meditation, which again can just be you looking off into the sunset. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just look at a piece of wood, like look outside at the chickens in the yard and just look at them. Like 10 to 15 minutes, just look at them. Don't think about anything at all. That's it. Just giving your brain that time to relax and take off all of the mental load of the day is absolutely extremely important for the men of today. Yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2 is I want you to get the sleep hormones that you need. Okay, so the sleep hormone melatonin is one of the most vital hormones that helps with sleep and regeneration of the body. Okay. Now, melatonin is produced mostly at between 10 p.m. at its highest point, between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So if you're not sleeping between those times, you are not getting the maximum benefit of that deep sleep that you need, because it's not going to be like pumping that into your system going, okay, it's the sleep juice. If you're not getting the sleep juice, you're not going to have no good sleep. So when you go to bed at 1 a.m., you only get 1 hour of sleep juice. Of course, your sleep is going to be draining and not deep enough and not regenerating enough. You're not going to feel refreshed. All right. Now, one of the things that you can do to ensure that you get that deep sleep going is by having routine. Okay. So making sure you take a warm shower, which also helps with relaxation of the muscles. Then you read a chapter of a book, or you talk to your wife, or you talk to your kids and you tuck them in, or you pray or you meditate or whatever, you listen to music, it doesn't matter. Have something that you do every single night. So go to your bed every single night at 9 p.m. You say, all right, I'm going to start my routine now. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. By the time you're done, your body will eventually fall into that rhythm of we're expecting to do this. We're expecting to go to sleep. And that's when the melatonin really starts to flow. And that's going to keep you asleep in a deeper sleep for longer. Okay. Yeah. So that's really important. All right. So let's go to number 3, which is get some other good sleep hormones running, right? By exercising and having sex. So I'm guessing the men are going to love this one. Because as a doctor, I'm telling you right now that it's going to help you to have a better quality of sleep if you're having sex. So that's really great. Exercising in the day or having sex, whether in the day or right before you go to bed, releases not just prolactin, which is a great sleep hormone, but it also releases, well, sex in particular is going to release oxytocin and vasopressin. Like those things are all good stress relievers. They reduce anxiety, they relax muscles, they cause bonding as well with your partner, and that's going to really aid in you falling asleep right then and there. You know what I mean? And staying, not just falling asleep, but staying in a deeper sleep longer. Right? Now, if you're someone who does not have a partner and that's not possible for you, that's fine. Because guess what? Exercising also provides a lot of like similar good feel-good hormones like serotonin and norepinephrine and things that are going to make you feel relaxed, feel good, reduce that anxiety, reduce that stress, and put you in not just, and also just like make you feel like physically tired. So that's also going to put you in a good state to fall asleep and to stay asleep. So the next thing I want you to do is to ensure, or everyone to do, is to ensure that your body is in the state that it should be by making sure that your diet is what it should be. So having a high consumption of things like caffeine, so your coffee, even some of the teas that we drink, if you're drinking a lot of them, a lot of tea, like myself, I drink a lot of tea throughout the day. Eating things with a lot of sugar, a lot of fried foods, a lot of salt, those things put your body in a state of stress because your body is constantly trying to repair the damage that excess salt, excess sugar gives, right? And caffeine increases your alertness and kind of stresses out the kidneys to constantly produce your cortisol, which is like a stress hormone, right? So it's putting your body in a state of stress and defensiveness, which is the opposite of what you want for good sleep. Okay, so reducing coffee, if you can just stick to 1 cup a day, like in the morning, that would be best. If you can say, all right, let's not eat anything after 6 p.m., that would also be best. Let's say, okay, even if you're hungry, let's have some fruits, let's have some nuts, like after 6 p.m., you know what I mean? Having an increased diet of fruits is going to be so important. I know for a fact that I get a lot of questions like, what can I do to increase my sexual performance? Like, what fruits can I have, right? Your greens are important. Your watermelon is really important to get that blood flowing. Yeah, it's going to increase your longevity in bed, but all of these things are really great, not just for that. So fruit, let me just say this now, fruit that's high in water content is going to give you like more free-flowing blood. The more free-flowing your blood is, yes, you know, is the easier it's gonna get to that penis, is the easier it's gonna keep it maintained, right? And I mean, it sounds really cliche, but allow your body to tell you what fruits and vegetables you need. So if you feel for oranges, have that. Citrus is really good for cleansing the sinus area, increasing immune system function, for example. So when I talk about increasing your longevity in bed, it's not just that it's doing that, it's making you healthier. And when you're healthy, your body functions better. And that's gonna allow you to sleep much longer. It's gonna allow you to sleep much better. You're gonna actually be rejuvenated because your body is taking the nutrients, vitamins, minerals from the fruits, working in the middle of the night to repair damage. we're getting there. I think this is probably number 5. Okay. And this one is going to be to create a healthy, sleep conducive environment in your bed. Okay. So if you have all your lights on, if you're falling asleep watching TV, if you have your phone beside you, all of those things are really damaging to your health. So yes, you may be falling asleep, but you're not getting the quality sleep you need. Having your phone beside you, especially if it's charging all night, which is something I am also like, what's the word? I have been guilty of doing myself. But having all of that radiation next to you is really dangerous, not just to your health in the long term, but it also reduces the quality of sleep. We are electromagnetic beings. Your heart works by electricity, right? Your body is filled with electrons, positive charges and negative charges, right? So that's our chemistry. We have a lot of electricity flowing throughout our bodies, which is why we do things like EEGs, which is checking the brain waves, or an ECG, which is checking the heart waves, right? We run on electricity. So when you have all of those electrical charged things right beside you, your tablet, your phone, and it's in the room, it's disturbing all of the balance that your body. If you remove TVs from your room in general, that is said to be something that is shown to not only improve the quality of sleep that you have, but the quality of communication with your partner or your children. So the studies have been done on that, and the results are in. Remove the TVs from your room. It's not the place. All right. And having like a room that is nice and dark also helps most people to fall asleep longer and to keep that maintenance of deep sleep. Okay. And that's really the top 5 that I would say, So let me just say like a few things that's like brought a little extra something. Okay. So if you're looking for a little additional help, sometimes taking like extra vitamins. I know people ask me all the time, Doc, what are the vitamins that I can take to feel better? And beyond taking things like vitamin C or black seed oil, which increase your immune system function, and like black seed oil is like, you can find that in a capsule or a liquid, and that will really help with reducing like mucus and stuff like that within the body as well. One of the important ones is magnesium, right? Magnesium glycinate, to be specific. So if you're looking for a magnesium to help you to sleep, magnesium glycinate is the mineral that really does bring that out. It's said to relax the muscles, and we know that magnesium tends to relax the muscles, so we think that's how it works. But either way, people report much better quality sleep, restful minds. As a matter of fact, not just when they're sleeping, but when they're awake, they feel more at ease and relaxed and less anxious. All it takes is about 100 to 250 or 350 milligrams per day. So that's just one capsule. They usually sell it in maybe a 200 milligram capsule, 500 milligram. Either one is fine. Just take one capsule a day with your regular vitamin C or your men's health, whatever you take, what kind of vitamin you take, and that really should help add to that. Next, of course, having the blue light, looking at your phone constantly. It's said that if you stop looking at your phone 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed, it's going to significantly increase the restfulness of your sleep, all right? Or if you have to wear a blue light glasses to block that light from the phones and the laptops and the tablet, that's going to really help. My suggestion is do what you can do. So if that's not realistic for you, I understand. What I suggest is an hour before bed, read a book or talk to your partner, talk to your children, talk to your brother, talk to your mother, have conversation, have that meditation time, have a little exercise right before, before you get ready for bed, because those things will take you away from the phone. So it's not so much as about avoiding the phone as deciding to connect with people and things that are important to you right before bed. And a fun fact and a very big tip is, if you want better dreams or you want to wake up in the morning feeling more motivated, one of the best things that you can do is while you're falling asleep in bed, you're thinking about all of the things that you want for your life. So, and that's a nice little tip to fall asleep better as well. So to fall asleep quicker, just think, if you won the lottery, if you are making all the money in the world that you wanted to make, and you were providing, you were the man, right? What would you do? What vacation would you take? Start planning it in your head. What would that look like? What kind of car would you drive? What kind of house would you live in? Where would you live? All of those things are just fun to think about. And when you feel fun and excitement, you feel relaxed, and you can kind of relax into that. I don't suggest focusing on the planning part so much, because if you're an overthinker, you might wake up with ideas. Don't do that. Don't do that. Try to focus on the feeling. How would you feel if you were the man? The man. You were, working out the way you wanted to. You were providing the way you wanted to. You were like feeling mentally, physically, emotionally the way that you wanted to. How would that feel to you? So that feeling, you capture that, you hold on to that while you're falling asleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you're going to wake up in a better mood and more motivated.